Hello, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. I will not be keeping you guys too terribly long, but we do have some interesting news, some pretty good news in terms of Friday the 13th. I didn't know if we were going to get any news relatively soon, but it looks like we are, so I'm excited to dive into it. We have two announcements, two releases that are coming. The first one will start, obviously, with like an actual legitimate film in the series, which is Friday the 13th Part 2. Now, this is good news, and it's also kind of like, oh, well, okay. In essence, it still leaves a lot of mystery to what's going on in the future, which we'll get into that. But here it is. You'll notice that, this one really boasts the Paramount Scares logo. Paramount Scares is basically the new home video line that they do for their horror, their horror films in their library. I think it's fun. Paramount Scares, it's kind of like a new branding for their horror films. You'll start to see Paramount Scares stuff come out with boutique labels, too. We're seeing a lot of stuff that comes out from Paramount, whether it be through Vinegar Syndrome, TerraVision, or other companies. If it's a Paramount film that they license out, like, for instance, Let's Scare Jessica to Death, you'll see the Paramount Scares logo on there. Me, personally, I'm all for it. I think it's fun branding, and it shows that they have an interest and an excitement of releasing their films. On home video. So that's good. So here we have it, the 45th anniversary 4K release for Part 2. As you guys know, this release did come out in a Scares box set. I think they're done with those. Watch them do one randomly next year, but obviously this year they skipped it. There was no Paramount Scares volume box set. So I think they're just going to ditch that. Now, in that box set was Friday the 13th Part 2. I actually have a review of that 4K. I made sure I did that when the box set came out. And the good news is that 4K, in my estimation, was phenomenal. For all the people that are like, well, does it look like Part 1's 4K? No. It's much, much in line with the Scream Factory disc, if not just better, naturally, because it's more uncompressed. It's a 4K disc, and it looked and sounded outstanding. We did get a look at the back of the case, and it does look like there's nothing new for these. Not a surprise, but I thought for a second or two that we were going to get something new, just because of the fact that this is officially a Paramount Scares release under the Paramount umbrella, and I was like, well, maybe they'll put forth a little bit of something. It is what it is. I will say this. At least they are porting over the previous stuff. Now, one of those features, I think, has Peter Brack in it, where he talks about the Crystal Lake Memories book, which is phenomenal. So there is that. So that's going to be coming, I believe, in February next year. I do think that there's a number of Friday the 13th next year. So the question is this. What does this mean for the future of the series in 4K? We had some discussions together on the channel about what's going to happen. This still really kind of leaves something up to mystery, because in essence, no work has been done behind the scenes with this in terms of restoring movies. This one has been restored as early as last year, or even older. So we don't know what's going on. Maybe they've worked on 3. Maybe they worked on 4. There's a little bit of concern about 3 getting AI'd with its upscale because of the fact that it was shot in 3D. We saw what happened with Jaws 3. Who knows? We'll see what happens. I like to think that they won't. They've probably read the room on stuff like that. Which I can't say I'm totally anti doing that to 3D film movies in 4K, but definitely don't make it the only option. If you want to have that as an experiment, fine, but restore it naturally. I know the Friday fans, including me, will be pissed if that is the case, where they just, AI upscale it like Jaws 3D. Anyway, so we'll see. I think they'll probably do 45th anniversary releases or whatever we could be waiting a long time to get what I think a lot of people are interested in, which is parts 5, 6, 7, and 8, stuff like that. And so that's coming in February, and who knows, maybe we'll get some more slick announcements next year, but we'll see in terms of the Paramount films. Now, next, we actually got some info on The Heart of Darkness. Michael Felsher did share some pics, which are basically prototypes for the releases, and that's what we're seeing here. They look like 2-disc releases, which is cool. Now, there's a lot of negativity about this release, and I think a lot of it comes from the announcement of this documentary, which was pre-COVID. I think it was 2018. I actually remember submitting a little video for this way back in the day. When Adam Marcus was asking for it. Now, this was years ago. This was whenever 2018 was. What was that? 7 years ago when I submitted that. So who knows what happened with any of that, or if even my video got looked at. More than likely not. But That's neither here or there. The other thing of interest is the update on when this thing's coming out. Now, the people that back this, they're the ones that are going to get all their discs first. And Michael Felsher, in a descriptor, basically said that, things are getting sent off to get the discs made right now. There's going to be some cards in that. Whether that's going to be just for the backers or not, I don't know. There's a chance that maybe the regular release that'll be just pre-ordered for the general public will be available as just that, a regular release. But that's what that looks like. Now, when the pre-order is going to come up for all the regular folks who didn't, the regular folks who didn't put into the Indiegogo or whatever it was, for all those people like us, when does that pre-order grow up? I don't know. This is coming from Red Shirt Pictures, which is Michael Felsher, and I wish him nothing but the best. But, it'll probably be, I'm going to be honest, it'll probably be a slower process, because it's not a huge team with that. I think Michael is kind of associated with Synapse in that regard, and I think Synapse is a two-man organization too. So, there's not a laundry list of people that work for these companies getting stuff ready, shipping orders. That maybe just them doing it themselves. I don't know, but don't anticipate owning that documentary probably till sometime next year. Pre-orders may go up at the end of the year. It could not be. It could also not be till the early next year. Me personally, I'm excited to see it more than anything. I'm hoping to see if there's any new revelations, if they're able to show stuff that's never been seen before, and just I'm interested. I mean, it's Friday the 13th related, but Jason Goes to Hell. But yeah, there's a lot of people that are just like, oh, this thing's never coming out. But that's the internet as well. I mean, I get it to a certain extent. So that's it, guys. We'll see what happens with Friday Parts 3. I'm not too sure. But I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. It is good that we have some news on new Friday the 13th 4Ks. I'm glad everybody is going to be able to order and own the original Part 2 Friday the 13th on 4K without having to get the Paramount Screams box set, and nobody wanted to have it with that slipcover either. That was another thing. So it's exciting, guys. Thank you all for watching this video. Have a great Thanksgiving, and let me know your thoughts down below on what you'd like to see happen with the rest of the Paramount films. Do you think they should do a box set? Are you okay with them creeping out the sequels individually? What have you. We'll see what happens, but that's what we know for now. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. God bless y'all, and I'll talk to y'all very, very soon. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.